They're coming in so for that Jimi Wanjigi house raid, something that played out like a scene out of a movie, really, on most of our TV stations. But clearly there was a lot more than meets the eye as to what Kenyans got to see. Let me begin with you, Passaris, as to what happened there.
I mean, for me, Jimi is a businessman, and a successful businessman at that. If Jubilee tries to paint him as a businessman that does things wrong, I say you were in government all this time. If he had done something wrong, why hasn't the arms of government moved in and corrected all those wrongs? Why wait until we get to an electioneering period? I've had the chance to sit and talk to Jimi, and I've said, you know, Jimi, it's obvious. I mean, it's in the public domain. He did support Uhuru Ruto at one point, right, and now he's supporting NASA. And I actually asked him, I said, Jimi, why the shift? I just want to understand. And he said, because this country is for our children, Esther. We have done business in this country. Some of us have done business probably the wrong way. But I made it very clear to Uhuru Ruto that we have to change the way we do things. We have to serve Mwananchi. We are going to go and we're going to leave this country to our children. And corruption is bleeding this country. We need to change the way we do things. We need to start serving the people of Kenya. And, you know, having that change of heart. And, of course, it's obvious that the government hasn't had that change of heart because the big issue here is corruption. And the government keeps laughing at us and saying, oh, NASA's not going to campaign. But you know what? When you actually take away security from our principles, when you actually close down all the foundations that help us reach the people. The foundations were serving the Kenyan people. When you demonize Raila and make him look like he's horrible for this country and he's dangerous, and the people that support Raila are stone throwers and criminals. Let me tell you something. I support Raila. I'm not a stone thrower. I'm not a criminal. You know, I want the best for this country, and the poverty levels in this country are so high. And there is no way you're going to correct poverty when you do not want to deal with corruption. And Jubilee will never deal with corruption. There is no way to bring nationalism and unity and equity to every Kenyan if you do not deal with corruption, tribalism. And Jubilee has no intention of dealing with tribalism. For me, I really pray for the day that we rotate the presidency around the 47 constituencies so that you actually have anybody becoming a president and we don't have this business of just two tribes managing and controlling Kenya. And for me, wanting to hold the presidency at all costs, including all the lives that we've lost, we talk about property and damage to property. We don't talk about the lives. Lower lives matter.
All right.